Welcome to Old Stuff Show. Today we're off on a new adventure, visiting various antique stores in central Ontario. We're starting off in Haliburton for a couple of days and moving on to Bancroft and Maynooth, just a little north of Bancroft. On the way home we'll stop in at Cookstown and Harriston. We'll go into some of the antique stores and just give you a little tour of what's available and hopefully find some interesting things. So let's get started. This morning we are at Pinestone Inn in Haliburton, Ontario. We're on the road looking for treasures and we'll take you along for the ride. We'll be looking at antique shops along the way in Haliburton, Bancroft, Maynooth, Harriston, Ontario. We're hoping to find some very interesting things. So welcome and let's get started. So fast, we have to stop for breakfast. Here we are in Haliburton at the Baked and Battered restaurant with a fantastic breakfast, and that'll get us started for the day. We got a lot to look at today, so we have to be well fed. So if you're ever in Haliburton, this is a great place to eat. Baked and Battered. Village of Haliburton, in front of the Castle Antiques Cafe. It's a very large antique shop inside with lots of furniture and collectibles. It looks smaller on the outside, but the inside covers 2 buildings, so it's a very interesting place to visit. That's Haliburton Village. So as it turns out, the antique part of the shop is in a separate building at the back behind the craft store. And so we'll wander back here and take a look at some of the things that are available. I see a few things outside. Some rustic items, ladder. See ladders almost in every antique shop anymore. And we'll go in and have a look-see. Now we have a few traditional items, the rocking chair and the little desk. And there's a antique church pew. Lots of fun to have those in big house. I see an ironing board there that has the word home on it, and often people use ironing boards as tops as a creative sign or art piece. And I've seen several of these lately, so if you have any creative ability, there's an idea. Also have an old dress form and a box. And there's an idea up top. Somebody's used the box spring of a bed as could be used on a ceiling, and you could hang things as a display item. We have a bit of a problem in the back. There's music going on, and YouTube tends to copyright things that are recognizable, so I can't really go in there, but there is a selection at the back of different kinds of antiques. And so we can just do a little sneak peek, and I'll talk over the sound as much as I can. And there's an old horse bridle. So yeah, we've got a few things here that you might be interested in seeing if you're in this area. Store's called the Old Tin Shop, and kind of a fun place to be. Like I said, the main part of the main building is more crafts, and at the back the barn is mainly antiques. So if you're in the area, come and have a look. Now this is a great store. This has got a lot of really neat stuff. And just looking up top here, and there's 6 plates framed original of roosters showing various athletic sports, and that's very, very different, very unique. We have over here a couple of interesting candle holders, and old 16mm reels, and a projector. Rather interesting items here, and they're mixed in with some craft items as well, but still there's enough antiques here to make the store quite interesting. I'm just looking at a couple of books here that are old and rather interesting. Here's one, Times History of the War, and a nice World War I book. This is a very interesting RAF flying collection of old magazines, and so for the airplane collectors or the First War collectors, that would be kind of an interesting thing. Some old books here as well. Some odds and ends here. I noticed one thing that was quite fascinating, and this is a book here that's a collection of the Globe magazine, or Globe newspapers rather, and the first page is kind of interesting, where it says ardently devoted to Canadian interests. So this is weekly edition of the Globe, dated 1876. And inside would be all the newspapers from that particular time. And this eventually, I did say in another program, combined with the Mail and Empire to become the Globe and Mail. So that's rather interesting. And also underneath here, there's some nice old magazines, some farm magazines, Farmer's Advocate, Family Herald, magazines that are sometimes sought after, the old Maclean's magazine, 1957, and some Globe weekend magazines. So these are kind of neat. And then there's a few Star Weeklies here too, and some more Maclean's magazines. And on the shelves here, got some neat little things, like there's some bottles and some containers. People do collect those. And some little odds and ends porcelain pieces. So yeah, it's a store that definitely is worth having a look at. And so if you're in this area again, it's on the main street of Bancroft, come and have a look. So we're in the village of Maynooth, which is about 20 minutes north of Bancroft, near Algonquin Park. And we're arriving at Cassidy's Antiques. It's an interesting place, and we're going to take a look in here as well and see if we can find any treasures. So we're looking inside Cassidy's Antique shop, and we have a cupboard with some interesting china and porcelain and jewelry. And we're just looking at a few of the small place, some artwork on the wall. And over here, some neat crocks and artwork on the wall. Some interesting things. Some sterling silver. And some vintage little clay pots and odds and ends. Some more artwork. Somebody upstairs. So, just a little quick look at some of the items in here, and it's a small little town with a few antique shops. Some are closed today. There's construction going on out there, and this one is the only one open, but kind of neat. Some good stuff. So, another option for you sometime if you're in the area, going up towards Algonquin. Stop in and have a look. We're at the Cookstown Antique Market. Cookstown is just south of Barrie on Highway 89. It's one of my favorite places to go in and have a look around. We'll do that right now. So here we are inside, just inside the door, and immediately to the left you see a very, very nice variety of antiques and collectibles, and upstairs there's a large selection as well, and moving over to the right, and we can just look around and have a look-see at a few of the items that are being offered. Go into the side room here too. So you can see it's really well stocked. With just about anything and everything, it looks like. So there seems to be nooks for vendors to set up their wares as well. The place is full of really interesting things. Old radio. so we'll just browse around and let your eyes feast on things that you find interesting.
That one there too. Is it the ink stuff? Yeah. Sorry. No. Is that any less than 70? Is it heavy?
It's a nice Shelley ware. Nice weigh scale. Some vintage toys.
Yeah? No, it's
And
not.
some Black Americana doll. So I'm quite impressed with the selection we're looking at here today.
The one I have is old, it just needs to be cleaned up. No price, no? I just see a yellow story on there.
It just says featherweight 221, 1953, Scotland service 2020 belt. Long power cord, scroll plate,
Some
Robin
vintage
holder,
clothing.
Is there?
Lots of Daltons. So that's a brief look at the general environment here, and it's certainly a great option for you if you're in the Barrie area. And we'll just let you come and have a look for yourself sometime. Here we are in Harriston, Ontario. We're at Davy's Antiques. This is a very large antique store. It has a collection of things that would take you several hours to go through, both on the main floor and on the second floor. Some excellent collectibles to look at, and one of the three in a hub in Harriston that seems to be growing to be a little bit of an antique collectible center. So it's a great place and fun place to go to. And right across the street we have a new store that's opened up. It's called Neat, Real Neat Stuff, and mostly sports collectibles, but worth a look. It's also very good. And just about 2 doors down from Real Neat Stuff is Scotty's Collectibles. So Scotty's Collectibles, Real Neat Stuff, and Davy's Antiques, all within a block of each other. And busy little place, but just a bit north of Listowel. And again, a hub of 3 very, very interesting stores. So come and have a look sometime. So we're home now, and wasn't that a great adventure? We met a lot of nice people. They were all very interested in what we were doing and very cooperative. And I found it quite interesting to see all of the opportunities out there in the various towns and antique shops. So that was a fun time, and I hope you enjoyed the ride yourself. Just remember, we are at Aberfoyle at the flea market there, Highway 401, 6 south going north mile, and every Sunday. Also, we're on eBay. At the end of the show, you'll see the instructions to get to my eBay site. And a new video is up every Friday. So appreciate your interest, and maybe you can take the route we took someday and have as much fun as we did. So thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon.